Hello students, welcome to Sri Vidya Bharati Metric Higher Secondary School, Sakrambalayam, Namakkal, and welcome to our YouTube classes. So in English, today we are going to see the best poem, I would say, that is we have in Unit 3, Lines Written in Early Spring by William Wordsworth. So, do you like nature? If you ask me, I would say, of course, I like nature, the mother nature, because the nature teaches us all sort of things. So, when the world, when the human being was born in this blue planet in the name called Earth, so the nature taught everything to the mankind. So why I am saying this? So now we are going to see this poem by William Wordsworth. So he had a keen interest in nature. So that's what he has written, all sort of things related to nature. Though he has written so many poems related to love and materialistic life, and about his childhood, everything, but he was called by nature poet. So that shows his love towards nature, the mother nature. And often some of the critics used to say that William Wordsworth writing is entirely different from other authors of nature poet. So who are all the nature poets? Lord Byron, P.B. Shelley, John Keats. So they are all the very good nature poets, you know very well. But this person, William Wordsworth, he likes color, beauty, form, and then peace, mountain, cloud, everything. And he says that nature is a living soul, and he says that nature is a best teacher of mankind. Okay, so let's begin with William Wordsworth introduction. So see, I have collected some pictures for you as a clippings, because these pictures will help you to understand the poem very easily. So this is a groove. Okay. So below that the groove, so you can see so many flowers. Okay. And then see the flowers. So now in this poem, we are going to talk about the flowers and the birds and the nature, and about the mankind. Okay, see how beautifully they have pictured this. Okay, before going to that book back author introduction, let's start with William Wordsworth, born on 7th April 1770, Cockermouth, and his education is at Cambridge University, St. John's College, and then he had a keen interest in French Revolution, and the French Revolution kindled him to write all sort of poems, and then he came out from France with some financial problems, and then he went to Germany with Coleridge and Dorothy, and at the age of 32 he married 1802 with Mary, and he was in 1843 he was called as poet laureate, and died at 23rd April 1850, Ridden Mount. And then the professional life about Wordsworth. So we know very well about Wordsworth is. He is a nature poet, as I said before. So what are the professions? 1793 to 95 budding poet, and then 1795 to Met Coleridge, and 1798 to lyrical ballads. That's what we have given in that textbook. And then 1800 second edition, and the preface to lyrical ballad. So before that there is no name in that ballads. Okay, then after that he has written the preface to lyrical ballads, and all the readers known him, his best works. Okay, and see in the textbook what they have given. William Wordsworth 1770 to 1850 was a major English poet who with Samuel Taylor Coleridge helped to launch the Romantic age in English literature. So he belongs to Romantic period. Okay, in English literature with their joint publication Lyrical Ballads. Wordsworth was Britain's poet laureate from 1843 until his death. He was popularly known as the nature poet. Some of his famous poems are Daffodils, The Solitary Reaper, To the Cuckoo, The Tables Turn, lines composed a new miles above Tintern Abbey. Okay, so let's start with. So here I have written the theme of the poem. So what is the theme of the poem? Here Wordsworth appreciates the nature's beauty, but he also feels grief with thinking about how cruelly man has separated himself from Mother Nature. And we can say high priest of nature, worshipper of nature, and then he says that nature is a living soul and the best teacher of mankind. And before we'll start the poem, let's see the warm-up session. So in the warm-up session they have given, do you go for leisurely walks? If you are in a city dweller, what or who would you expect to see on your way? If you go to a village, what scenes would you observe? So hope you can answer this question. So if you go for a leisure, do you have the habit of going for a leisure walk? Yes, of course, we all. And then if we went to village, if we want to go to village side, what all the scenes we observe? We can observe the flying birds in the air, the beautiful air, the flowers, the trees, the persons who are working in the hayfield. So all sorts of things we can watch and we can see. So here in the groove, what happens? In the groove, William Wordsworth has written in the early spring. So that's what we have named it as lines written in early spring. Actually, in this poem, he in the sense the narrator, William Wordsworth, expresses his feelings when he sat reclined in a grove. And he says that his mind is filled with pleasure, pleasant thoughts. At the same time, he was very sad. Why? Only because of the materialistic life of the man. He realizes. So, he realizes that the nature has given everything, but we are apart from the nature. We are not with the nature. So, there creates his sad thoughts. And he says that the atmosphere around himself is happy, cheerful, peaceful. And he says that everything in nature is happy and full of ecstasy, but man alone is sorrowful, and he regrets that man has brought all kinds of evils and to the fellow beings. Okay, so let's start with the poem. So here totally we have 6 stanzas. So now we are going to see the 4 stanzas. So first 4, let's start with. The rhyming scheme of this poem is AB. And for the first stanza I have given the subheading. So for the past 2 poems I have given the subheadings for each stanzas. Why? Because it will be helpful for you to understand better the poem and the concept, everything. Poet's pleasant mood induced by sad thoughts. As I said, everything in nature is very happy, but the man is very sorrowful. So he regrets that. Okay, let's see. I heard 1,000 blended notes while in a groove I sat reclined. That means where is the narrator? I refers to the narrator. So where he is in the groove, and the position of the author is, he sat reclined. That means what? Very comfortable way. I'll show you. So where he is in the groove. So see, this is the groove. I've told you before. So these are all the flowers. Okay. So he was in a reclined position, means what? He sat very comfortably in that sweet mood when pleasant thoughts. That means he was in the groove, he was enjoying all sort of nature, but he had some sorrowful thought in his mind. Okay, here just you make a note of it. I'll say the meaning. So blended is nothing but a combined notes. Notes means musical notes. Okay, here we can say the combined notes in the sense, musical notes means what? The chirping of the birds, okay, and the murmur of the streams. Okay, and groove means what? A small area of land with a group of trees. Sate is nothing but the old English word, the archaism in that figure of speech. Old English, the past tense of sit is sat, but old English they used to sate like that. Okay, sate reclined. That means the position. Okay, the position. In that sweet mood, that means the happiness around. The pleasant means what? Very cheerful. But he is not happy. Okay, so he was in a delightful mood, free from all tension. He heard the chirping of the birds, and he can hear all sorts of music from the birds. At the same time, his pleasant thoughts were replaced by sad thoughts when he remembered the mankind. Okay, that is, it inspires a melancholy mood, and the speaker begins to have dark thoughts about the humanity. Got it? So actually I'll explain it in Tamil. And the author William Wordsworth வந்து ஒரு அழகான ஒரு தோப்புக்குள்ள ஒரு ஃபுல்லாக சுற்றியும் மரம் செடி கொடிகள் எல்லாமே இருக்குது. Tamil students, you can understand better, so I'll explain in Tamil. So just listen. அப்படி ஒரு சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்களே, அந்த சாட் ரிக்ளைண்ட் அப்படின்னு நல்ல நேராக நிமிர்ந்து ஒரு பொசிஷனை கரெக்டாக உட்காந்து அந்த நேச்சரை வந்து ரொம்ப லைக் பண்ணுறாரு. அப்படியே பார்க்குறாரு. அந்த மியூசிக், அந்த பிளெண்டட் நோட்ஸ்னு சொன்னோம் இல்லைங்களா, அந்த மியூசிக்கை வந்து நல்லா ஒரு என்ஜாய் பண்ணுறாரு. ஓகே, அவருக்கு ஒரே ஹாப்பி. அந்த ஸ்வீட் மூட் வென் ப்ளசன்ட் தாட்ஸ் பிரிங் சேட் அப்படிங்கிறாங்க பார்த்தியா, அந்த மூட்ஸ் வந்து அவ்வளோ அழகாக ப்ளசன்ஸாக இருக்குது. ஓகே, அதான் அந்த நம்ம வந்து பாருங்கள், அதனால தான் அங்கே வந்து நம்ம ஆக்சிமோரான்னு சொல்லியிருக்கேன், ஆப்போசிட் தாட். அவரோட மூடு வந்து அழகான ஒரு தருணங்களை நோக்கி கொண்டு இருக்கக்குள்ள திடீர்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு மறைமுகமான ஒரு ஈவில் தாட் அவருக்குள்ளே உண்டாகுது. என்ன உண்டாகுது அப்படின்னா, நேச்சர் பாரு, எந்த ஒரு கஷ்டமும் எந்த ஒரு துன்பமும் இல்லாமல் எவ்வளோ அழகாக அந்த நேச்சர் வந்து தன்னுக்கு தானே என்ஜாய் பண்ணிக்குது. ஆனால் மனசை மட்டும்தான் வந்து மற்றவங்களுக்கு வந்து கேடு செய்கிறதுலையும் இந்த நேச்சரை பற்றி மதிக்காமல் இருக்கான் அப்படிங்கிற அவருக்கு ஒரு மன வருத்தம் இருக்குது. ஸோ அதுதான் அந்த ஃபஸ்ட்டு ஸ்டான்ஸால் சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. ஓகேவா? And then second stanza, joy versus grievances. To her fair work. So just note it down. What are the expected questions? Her. So her அப்படின்னா எப்போவுமே நம்ம வந்து நேச்சரை வந்து ஃபீமேல் ஜென்டராக தான் கருதுவோம். ஓகேவா? ஸோ அதனால தான் ஹர் அப்படிங்கிறது இந்த இடத்துல நேச்சர் ரிசம்பிள் பண்ணுது. ஓகேவா? டு ஹர் ஃபேர். ஃபேர் மீன்ஸ் வாட்? பியூட்டி ஒர்க். டிட் நேச்சர் லிங்க். ஸோ தட் மீன்ஸ் வாட்? ஸோ த ஜாயின். Link means what? Join. So he says that the nature is very, very, very beautiful, and it is a pleasure for man to associate himself with nature. Is it or not? It makes him pleasant and very much satisfied. But he says that man does not give respect to man. Okay, so he says that man's injustice to man. So that's what he have written. And much it grieved. That means what? Mourn, feel my heart to think what man has made of man. So his அவருடைய செயல்கள், okay, his deeds bring sadness and the sorrows to others. The poet is broken hearted when he think about the man's injustice to man. Okay, why? He says that nature has connected itself to the poet's soul, everything. But even as he does this, he enjoys the beauty scene that surrounds him. I repeat, nature has connected itself to the poet's soul, leading him to sadly consider what man has made of man. Even as he does this, he enjoys the beauty scene that surrounded him. Okay? Got it or not? I'll say the meaning. Fair means beautiful. Did nature link means what? Nature linked. Link means join. Grieved, that means what? Sorrow, like that. Filled me with grief. Man's injustice to man. So what man has made of man? Actually, nature linked the human soul in the poet to her fair works. The more joy he saw in nature, the more it grieved his heart to think what man has made of man. ஸோ ஏற்கனவே நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி அந்த நேச்சர் வந்து லிங்க் ஆகிருக்கு, அந்த ஹியூமன் சோல்லையே கலந்துருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. அதே சமயத்தில் அவருக்கு எவ்வளோ சந்தோஷம் படுறாரோ அந்த நேச்சரை வச்சு, அதே சமயத்தில் அவருடைய மனசு வந்து ஒத்துக்கலை. ஏன் மனசை மட்டும்? எல்லா ஜீவராசிகளும், கடவுளால் படைக்கப்பட்ட எல்லா ஜீவராசிகளுமே, எல்லா உயிரினங்களுமே சந்தோஷமாக இருக்குது. ஆனால் மனசை மட்டும் அப்படி இல்லையே. ஏன் அவன் மட்டும், அவனும் ஒரு மனுஷன், அவனோட என்ன சொல்கிறது, அவனும் ஒரு மனுஷன், அதே சமயத்தில் அதே ஹியூமன் பீயிங் இன்னொரு ஹியூமன் பீயிங்க்கு ஏன் கெடுதல் செய்கிறாங்க? ஏன் அப்படி இருக்காங்க? மற்ற எல்லா கடவுளால் படைக்கப்பட்ட எல்லா ஜீவராசிகளுமே, இயற்கையோடு ஒன்றி இருக்கக்கூடிய எல்லா ராசிகளுமே சந்தோஷமாக இருக்குது. ஆனால் நம்ம மட்டும் ஏன் அப்படி இருக்கோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அவர் ரொம்ப பாதிக்கப்பட்ட மாதிரி சொல்கிறார். ஓகேவா? அண்ட் தென் தேர்ட் ஸ்டான்ஸா, through primrose tufts. So the primrose flowers I have shown, no? So see, so below the groove, see, so actually primrose means we have different colors, not even white. So see, so these are all the colors. We have so many colors. I think I've known this primrose. It's pink and light pink, and then violet in color. See, Okay, third subheading we can give. First is poet's pleasant mood induced by sad thoughts. Joy versus grievances. Though he is in a joy mood, there is a grievances. Why? Man's injustice to man, like that. And then third, through primrose tufts means what? That bunches. In that sweet bower, that means bower means the shade. The provincial trail, its breadth, that means what? The arrangement of the flowers. Okay? Provincial, primrose, okay, so many flowers. And this is my faith that every flower enjoys the air it breathes. So he says that the flowers enjoys the ounce. I have written here already. See here. The flowers enjoys every ounce of the air they breathe. Okay. So the flower enjoys the nature without any grievances. Without any grievances. So see the flowers. See, when we see the flowers, we will be happy about the color and the way it shows some beauty, is it or not? Like that. It talks to us with his color and the way it presents. See. ஸோ இங்கே ஆத்தர் என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க அப்படின்னா பார்க்குறாங்க அந்த அந்த ப்ரிம்ரோஸ் அந்த பஞ்சஸ் அந்த குரூவுக்கு கீழே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அந்த மரத்தோட அந்த அடியில் அந்த நெல் படக்கூடிய இடத்துல அப்படியே படர்ந்து கிடக்குது. அந்த அரேஞ்ச்மெண்ட்ஸ் பார்த்தா அவ்வளோ அழகாக இருக்குது. அவர் அப்படியே பார்க்குறாரு, ரசிக்கிறாரு. அந்த பார்க்கக்குள்ளே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அப்படியே அந்த ஃப்ளார்ஸ் எல்லாம் அந்த ஏரை வந்து ரொம்ப வெல்கம் பண்ணி அதை அப்படியே என்ஜாய் பண்ணி ப்ரீத் பண்ணுற மாதிரி அவர் பார்க்குறாரு. ஸோ இதுதான் அவருடைய ஃபெய்த் அப்படிங்கிறாங்க. So the poet is in a shady place under the trees. Okay, he sees the bunches of primrose flowers. The blue flowers of the periwinkle appear on them like garland. Every flower opens its petals. அப்படி ஓப்பன் பண்ணி அப்படி விரிச்சு okay enjoys the air. He watched the periwinkle trailing with that sweet bower. Okay, the flowers were pleasant and joyful. The poet strongly believed that every flower enjoyed the air it breathed அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. ஓகே, அண்ட் தென் நெக்ஸ்ட்டு நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி பேர்ட்ஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ பேர்ட்ஸை பார்க்குறாரு, இந்த மாதிரி நடந்துக்கிறாங்க. பேர்ட்ஸ் பாருங்கள், கீச் 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 கீச்சுன்னு கத்திக்கிட்டே இருக்குது, நிறைய சவுண்டு போடுது. ஆனால் அதனுடைய பாஷைகளோ மொழிகளோ நம்மளுக்கு புரியலை. ஆனால் நம்மளால் புரிஞ்சிக்க முடியுது அது எவ்வளோ சந்தோஷமாக இருக்குது அப்படிங்கிறத புரிஞ்சிக்க முடியுது அவரால். ஸோ the birds around me hopped and played. Hop means what? Jump. Their thoughts I cannot measure. That is, he cannot analyze. He failed to analyze the language but view the pleasure and the joy. Okay, but the least motion which they made, it seemed a thrill of pleasure. நல்லா புரிஞ்சுக்க, எவ்வளோ அழகாக சொல்லியிருக்காங்க பாருங்கள். அதனுடைய சத்தம் எழுப்புது, அதனுடைய பாஷைகள் வந்து எனக்கு புரியலை, ஆனால் அதனுடைய அந்த பாவனைகளை வச்சு பார்க்கக்குள்ள அது ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருக்குது அப்படிங்கிறத என்னால் உணர முடியுது அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. ஓகேவா? ஓகே, the birds were hopping around the poet. They were very playful and the happiness is immeasurable. And every slight movement of birds and flowers seemed to exhibit their happiness. So here hopped means what? Jumped, measure, make an estimate. Least means what? Very little. Motion means that movement. Seemed means what? Seemed. Thrill means what? The excitement. Pleasure means joy. Okay, so the poet could not measure their thoughts. He could not understand what made them playful. He could only see that they were very happy. They were very, very happy. Got it? So what top heading is suitable for third stanza is the enjoyment. Okay, so every flower enjoys the air it breathes, isn't it or not? So we can write enjoyment of the flower, or we can say flowers enjoys the ounce of air, like that we can write. And then here the top heading, suitable top heading is you can say bird's pleasure. Bird's pleasure. Okay, hope you have enjoyed the video. You can take a screenshot. Okay, catch you in the next class, presented by N. Ramesh Kumar, Shivadevadi Metric Higher Secondary School, Sakrambalayam. Thank you, students.